Hi, I'm Blair Gilbert, aka Mr. Hardware, here for Gilbert's Pro Hardware in St. Clair Shores and MrHardware.com. 8 o'clock took us about an hour and a half altogether to do this whole project. Not bad. The laundry tub, when the washing machine is dumping into it, it's creating too much moisture, too much grime. And what we'd like to do is add a standpipe to it. So we're in a home that happens to have 2-inch pipe coming out of the ground. We're going to attach into our 2-inch pipe. We're going to attach a T, a trap, and a riser for the washing machine to go into, so our washing machine will not be dumping into our laundry tub, causing excess humidity and scum and keeping it ugly. So we're going to add on to that, and then we're going to go above it, and we're going to add a trap to put the sink back into it. And to make this job even more special, we're going to use a wall-hung laundry tub, because I so hate having the legs in a wiggly laundry tub. I like to have something that's stationary in the wall, plus that allows me to put a little higher because I'm a tall guy and I can change things. I'm not confined by the legs of a laundry tub. It costs you about $25, $30 more for a wall hung. Here goes our process. We're going to remove the old laundry tub. I should be undoing them somehow or using a drill or something smarter. So I sawed off the old trap. We cut our riser off at the right height, almost perfect with our trap. So when we put our trap over here against the wall in the corner, well, we're going to be almost horizontal from the trap into this T. Setting up my first T, not a Y mind you, a T, to point into the corner behind the washing machine, so my standpipe will be in here. I'm going to want a 30-inch or longer riser coming out of that pipe. 30 to 36 inches is nice. That allows a little bit of storage, so when the washing machine kicks on, it can fill it up with water and have enough time to store a little water so it never overflows. This system works great anyway with the 30-inch riser, but if you can go a little higher, it's not going to bother you at all. When I cut PVC, I always like to deburr all the fur off, because this is where lint and stuff is going to catch. So I either use my fingers if it comes off easy, or a penknife, and I get it off that way. Don't forget to pull off the price and UPC stickers. It will interfere with the gluing. When you glue PVC, it's always a good idea that when you assemble it, you give it a twist. And then you hold it for about 10 seconds, and then when you let go, you're not going to be able to move it ever again. We're going to position this so this sits on here. This picks up our trap back here, which we can strap to the wall. There's a seam in the plastic, so I'm lining up my pencil mark with the seam, rotating slightly and holding, and there I go. Okay, cool. Okay, that's that part. Step 1's done. Standpipe T tapped into the line. We're going to throw a strap up in the wall here to hold this tight so it's secured because it's so high. We used a little piece of plastic to shim it off the floor because we're just a 1/4 inch off the floor from the bottom of the trap. And now we're ready to hang the laundry tub and to decide where are we going to put the trap when we get underneath. Our wall hung tub comes with a bracket. We screw the bracket to the wall, and then the laundry tub is going to hook on the bracket. So now we're going to measure so we can bring our backsplash right up to the bottom of the faucet. We might raise it up a little bit, and then we're going to anchor this to the wall. Then we'll drop the laundry tub on it. Then we can take and measure for our plumbing for our trap from there. Here's my hanger. I happen to know that the deck of the laundry tub is just a 1/4 inch higher than this. I know this plumbing moves up and down a little bit. So I got the hanger spaced far enough from the dishwasher where I want it, and I got it level. I got to throw some anchors in here. Anchor this plate, and we can throw the tub on it and finish our drain plumbing. I'm starting with a 1/4 inch bit, a little smaller than the 5/16 bit that my anchors require, just so I can drive the bit around. If I start with a big bit and it starts swimming around on the wall, I have a hard time controlling it. So we're starting with just one size or two smaller. You can start with any size smaller. Just don't always start with your biggest bit. It's a lot easier going small, correcting your hole first. This is a carbide drill bit for drilling masonry surfaces, such as this poured cement wall. Nothing like using a hammer drill for drilling in the masonry. it makes it like you're drilling into a board. It goes way quicker. Sometimes you're drilling into a masonry wall, you might hit a stone that was in the concrete when they poured it. So when you're drilling, you suddenly stop. You just have to increase the pressure on the drill and you'll get through the stone okay. So now I'm using my 5/16 bit designed for a 5/16 sleeve anchor. As you can see, it's pretty easy when you're making hole the next size bigger when you started with a smaller bit. Way easier. So I tapped in my 7/16 sleeve anchors. I'm fine-tuning my bracket. And the cool thing with sleeve anchors is when you tighten them, if you ever hit a weak spot, the anchor will come out a ways and you'll know you've got a weak spot. I've got a nice solid hole with a strong anchor capable of somewhere around 300 pounds an anchor when they're installed in solid material and they go in properly. So, considering we're holding up a laundry tub to the sides that stiffen up the laundry tub so when it gets installed, these get one screw or two into the wall and this will hold it steady. Little keeper screw in the bottom there. Included to put the sides on are these little plunger anchors, dry pin anchors we call them. Put them in the hole. Little tap, drives them in all the way. We've attached the stiffeners to the side rail. We have to throw this back on. We have to mark the holes and drill them, and then we'll get ready to anchor it up. There we go. Just got to be diligent. I've marked the two holes for the lower brackets. I've drilled and tapped in a couple of 5/16 blue expanded anchors. Pretty universal, handy little anchors to have. See how we line up with the bolts. We'll secure it, finish the trap. We have a tailpiece. We're going to reuse the old one. We have a new washer. We throw that on there. We secure this to the bottom of the laundry tub. Choose what height to cut the T. We let the tailpiece and the trap choose our height for us. So we don't put the T in until we put the trap on. Now that the trap's on, so what I'm doing right here is I'm allowing my trap to set the height of my T. Next we cut the wall tube. Here's our T into the floor, our 2" by 1.5" reducing T going to the trap. We got our wall tube. Our wall tube can go in here all the way up to here. We're going to come here somewhere in the middle so we don't run into ourselves. We're going to cut this off, make our final assembly. So now we slide the wall tube in here. We tighten everything up, tight as we can by hand. And then we're going to check this with hot water. Hot water will soften all the washers. And we will get a quarter turn for free when we go to check for leaks when these washers are warm than when they're cold. Let's see. We're going to put a clean out on top of this T so at a later date we can clean this drain out if it ever gets clogged with lint and soap. Plus this will act as a clean out, so if this line ever gets clogged, a sewer man could come along and run his cable down here. So it also acts as an access point. I have an air admittance valve. This is a one-way valve that lets air in. So when the washing machine runs, the laundry top runs, and water comes shooting down this pipe, as the water goes to go to the city, this allows air to come behind it so that it never gets airlocked. These are about $20. This is actually a legal air admittance valve. and it's engineered to let air go only one way, in. So air, stink, sewer smell can't come out of the valve. We put it under the tailpiece, 2 by 1.5 by 1.5 T. We put it on top of our 2-inch pipe. We have our trap coming out, picking up our sink, and then we have our air admittance valve. So now, even when we're doing laundry and the water comes rushing from our washing machine, if it gets airlocked, it won't, because this air admittance valve will let air in. So there you have it. We turned a stinky, nasty laundry tub into a nice dual standpipe laundry tub combo. We did the wall hung laundry tub. It's a beautiful thing. Some of our best tricks from MrHardware.com.